Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel, a wee bonus extra video just in response to a couple of rumours on several different Celtic and journalist internet sites over the last hour or two regarding a player Celtic are said to be interested in and a player that Brendan Rodgers is very keen to bring to Celtic. That player is Daniel Amartey, a player that was under Brendan Rodgers for quite a number of years at Leicester. He's a 29-year-old Ghanaian international, around 6'1.5" in height, and currently playing for Besiktas in the Turkish Super League. However, he hasn't been a regular starter for Besiktas, one or two wee injury problems, and he has spent quite a number of games on the bench recently for Besiktas, plus obviously had a spell out of the team at the time of the African Cup of Nations. So it does look like this is a player that Brendan Rodgers is keen to bring to the club. So I've had a wee look at several YouTube highlights videos for Amartey and chosen one in particular and taken some extracts from that along with the copyright disclaimers. So just pop in that little highlight reel for Amartey and I'll come back with his career stats, his stats for this year at Besiktas in terms of defensive ratings, etc., plus my own thoughts and analysis of Amartey from both his time before at Leicester, when I saw him on a regular basis in the England Premier League, plus in response to the scouting highlight videos as well.
I'm only here for the party, trust me.
hopefully you enjoyed those highlights of Daniel Amartey's career, a mixture of Leicester games, international games, and some from Besiktas. Now, just a wee recap: 29 years old, 6 foot 1.5, 52 Guinean caps, quite a number of years at Leicester, previously um, seasons in Denmark and Sweden. And he's been at Besiktas for one season. For this year at Besiktas in the Turkish Super League, 27 games for them with one goal and 5 yellow cards, no red cards. His stats this year for his ability in the air have been good. He is a player who is very difficult to get past, very, very low success rate for people dribbling past him. His short passing is excellent, up in the 90s%. His long passing is good rated as well, in the 60s. He wins more than his fair share of aerial duels. Isn't such a good winner of ground duels, however, very good for intercepting the ball, clearing the ball, and his anticipation skills outweigh his tackling ability. He appears a very big player, so is only 6 foot 1, 6 foot 1.5, but does appear a very sturdy player, very strong player, very good defensive player. Now, the story is that he's currently on £37,000 per week at Besiktas, and so he would fit into Celtic's wage structure. Looking at his career at Leicester, 145 games for them, 3 goals, 1 assist, and 13 yellow cards, no red cards for Leicester. And he's had experience at Leicester in the Champions League and Europa League and Europa Conference League. Had a season in the Europa Conference League for Besiktas this season. And over his whole career, 282 games as a professional, 11 goals, 6 assists, 37 yellow cards, 4 red cards. And so it does look like in recent years he's successfully managed to avoid red cards and has a relatively low number of yellow cards. Now, one of the bonuses with Daniel Amartey is he's a player who can play central defender, also a player who can play defensive midfielder, central midfielder as well, and also right back, and has covered all those positions over the course of this season at Besiktas and similarly at Leicester, but probably primarily a centre back who also plays defensive midfield, and so there are certainly a couple of slots he would fit into Celtic very capably. Looking at both the stats and the highlights from Leicester and Besiktas games, he is a strong player, good defensive instincts, good in the air, able to score at the other end, breaks up play very well, very good at blocking shots, very good at breaking up attacks, good anticipation, and clearly also comfortable on the ball, comfortable coming out from defence with the ball, good short passing ratings, and is able to hit a good long ball as well. And so I think he's a very interesting player for Celtic. Now, indications are that Besiktas have him rated around 7 million to 7.5 million euros. And so transfer fee would also be in Celtic's budget. Player at 29 still has quite a number of good years in his career and certainly has plenty of top level experience, and certainly for me would be an upgrade on Liam Scales alongside Carter Vickers. Would also allow us a bit of flexibility to push Callum McGregor forward in case Matt O'Reilly does move on to another team over the summer, and we're less able to bring in real top quality replacement for him. Also, given the fact that Hatate has been a wee bit injury prone, and Callum McGregor this season has missed quite a number of games through injury, it also does give us additional cover in this number 6 role with Amartey and Tomoki Iwata being capable deputies for McGregor should it be needed, and also does give us the option of resting Alistair Johnson from time to time at right back. So I think Marty would be a very good signing for Celtic. There don't appear to be any other teams interested in him at the moment, and it's said to be a player that Brendan Rodgers very much fancies, and he was a very good player for Leicester, certainly, leaving them after they got relegated, going off to Besiktas, and at 7 million, 8 million euros, it does look like a good deal for Celtic if that does actually transpire. As I said a wee bit earlier on, hasn't always been a starter for Besiktas. Seemed to lose his place around the time of some injuries and the African Cup of Nations games, and the last month or two at Besiktas spent some time out injury and sometimes on the bench and played a few of the games, but didn't appear to be a regular starter at the end of the season for Besiktas. Certainly moving to Celtic would give him Champions League football. Looks like Besiktas probably are going to be Europa League or Conference League based on their current Turkish Super League position. And so Martin may well be keen to come back to Britain and back to Brendan Rodgers. And I, for one, would be thinking he's a good signing for Celtic, and certainly an upgrade on Liam Scales as partner for Carter Vickers. So it would be great to see and hear what you feel yourself about Daniel Amartey coming to Celtic. So do feel free to pop those comments into the comment section. If you have enjoyed the video, please do click that like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do, if you could, click that subscribe button to boost the channel and boost the YouTube analytics to get these videos seen by more and more Celtic and football fans around the world. So that finishes off this wee bonus video to go with today's earlier Scottish Cup final preview. And so until next time, goodbye and hail, hail.